multi-channel cockpits where you have to see all web content management, product cockpit, and administration. These two are, one is system administration and other one is about business administration, B2B, B2B approval process. Jirafa is the reporting tool. Just we have to create our own customized reports based on your business requirement about the various role, about it may be chief of the company or head of the department or whatever. Similarly, you have to the customer service cockpit, and you these are the websites are associated with your software. And the solar administration is the configuration tool where you have to do your own configuration by using any URLs. There are 4 URLs are associated with our software. All 4 URLs are get displayed over here, so that how many URLs are associated, that you will go any cockpit or any panel, so that all the available URLs are available. Similarly, you know, like the website, these are the websites are going to display, so that you can take the live edit from your web cockpit, or you can add some components or remove components or change the components by using your product cockpit. So you can delete it, someone you can delete it, and so you can do it whatever the way you want. You come back to the folders. A very important thing is that just you can remember always, uh, these are the folders are available after unzipping the software. Here you can see, this is about C per C integration inbuilt adapter. That means this is C per C adapter in Hybris Commerce Engine, and EMS is the documentation. This folder, EMS folder, you can see over here. This is the EMS is about the your software complete documentation is available over here. You can see over here. Uh, See lot of convergence, you know, all these are the reference to your system documents are available. See here, dependency information management, project plugins, project management, project summary, project modules, project reports, so that you can see how Hybris projects looks like and what are the various things, and URLs you can go through the project documentation over here. And see here, API docs. These are the API docs. All are HTML documents. You open the anything. See here, these are the documentation about what are the existing classes, or you want to see in-depth technical architecture of the system. What kind of classes that we are using, and what is this. You can see that about the code, the basic inbuilt Java code. Those things are, you can see by using the EMS part of the EMS part of your this is the EMS. Okay, and similarly for mobile integration we are going to use this folder. Both Android and you know, iPhone, iOS and Android, both operating system will provide. If you want to integrate from the front end by using you know, like GK framework or Spring MVC or RESTful web services, we have to integrate by using social media integration or email integration or SMS integration or desktop integration or B2B integration, any kind of integration through mobile device. You can use that mobile. These are the inbuilt software which are available over here. The installer is the installer. We know the recipes. All the applications are available here in the recipe folder. You can see B2B, B2C, whatever applications you want to do, you can install this particular applications by using installer folder. This is the installer folder where you can write install -r and you know, name of the application and setup, initialize and start up. These three commands you have to use it from here. And this is the Hybris folder. Where in the Hybris folder, first you have to unzip the software. You only bin folder is available for you. Once you start to install any application, B2B or B2C application, so that this configuration, data, log, roles, and temp folders are automatically created by the software. So the configuration is your local environment, local extensions, and local property files are available over here. These files will let you know about how you are going to update your extensions or upload new extensions into your system. So the local properties file, local extensions is very important file. Now you can try yourself, you can add or remove some extensions, automatically that particular functionality is get activated, and that functionality you can see over there in your Hybris administration console. Similarly, the data is related to our database. Here you can see HSQL database, media, solar, back office, accelerator services, all the stuff related, uh, all the things that you will get over here. And similarly, a log about like timestamp when you are going to log in Tomcat server, Solar, statistics, and Solar server, so that we are not using the data hub server, because we are going to see the practical configuration of data hub server in convergent charging to ERP. When we are going to see the time, direct integration, synchronous, and indirect integration through the data hub. So that is what I skipped the data hub now. Then you have the roles, but we are not created any roles. If you go to your admin panel and back office, you can create the roles over there. So no roles are created, just we are go the overview, so that the roles folder are no roles are created over here. Now you come back to in the same Hybris folder, the bin folder, which is the platform, is the core execution folder. This is the master folder where you have to see all your extensions. Even you can like import an entire platform folder to your Eclipse Oxygen tool, so that you will get all the development. You want to make any changes in the particular extension, you want to modify it or activate, deactivate, whatever the stuff you can do through Eclipse tool. Eclipse tool, after this is you are going to use the Oxygen version, because SAP Hybris is recommended to use SAP Oxygen version of Eclipse, so that you can install the software over here. About the SAP Hybris and the Hybris subfolders are available over here. So this is like, if you want to start any technical changes, that you have to do it over here. Then you have to sync that to platform. Here synchronize the projects with the platform. So whatever the changes that you have to made over here, after your synchronization, these things are get reflected into your Hybris folder, so that automatically, if you can execute, restart the server or reboot the server, so that the changes are get affected into the system. And you can see, it may be the admin changes, or it may be cockpit changes, it may be any like back office changes. Those changes get affected. And other things you remember here, in extension folder, you see the core and very important extensions are available, like catalog, core, maintenance, web, payment standards, platform services, processing, scripting, like that. If you open any of these things, you have the folder. This is the structure of extension. In the structure of extension, you have the resources folder. In the resource folder, you have the items.xml file. So these are the items.xml file is the responsible to organize the data modeling within the SAP Hybris core commerce engine. So that whenever you want to do any data modeling, this items.xml file is the reference, and whatever the changes you have to apply at this level, those changes are reflected in back office or multi-channel cockpits or any of your these things. And the second thing, here, if you want to create any new extension record, you want to create one like any back office item, or you want to create a new cockpit, any of your purpose, or you want to create new web extension or customized extension or cockpit extension, you have to take the reference of ext template. Here all the templates are available. These are the template extensions. So just you have to create one template extension, you copy into one template extension, you rename it whatever the way you want, and that renamed extension you can update through your local extensions.xml file, so that the new extension is get reflected in your Hybris administration console, so that your changes are reflected to the system. So that you have to see all the templates are available. No need to create your own stuff from the scratch to end, so that you can do whatever you want to do. You can play with existing extensions, or you want to create your own extension. That these are the two options are available. And other things are, sometimes you have to do the custom extensions about the different gateways, about the performance tools, monitoring tools. Those are the custom extensions. You can see the extension folder. Custom extensions are third-party extensions we can download from the web, and we can do it. And about the project execution, because which is the combined execution of commerce and billing project, so that the real-time project execution by using the SAP Activate methodology. And what is BPML document? That is not business process master list document. Those are the real-time project documents that I will explain you while we are talking about the convergent charging, because those documents are not specifically for commerce, which is the combined execution of both commerce and billing applications. So that I will explain about the project preparation documents, project estimation document, and project execution documents for all together. Billing and convergent, Hybris billing, as both commerce and billing project, as considered as a single project. So that is what you have to go through about these things. Now you ask me anything specifically, any high level doubts, or anything you want, or you try to understand the default database we are using HSQL, and default accessing language is a Hibernate, and the front end we are going to use Spring MVC and RESTful web services, and the default application server we are going to use the Apache Tomcat application server, and similarly we are going to use the default search engine is Solar tool, and that interface server to interact with any other systems. We have to use the data hub server, and the installation purpose we have to do that even Solar server or data hub server while we are interacting from e-commerce application or from convergent charging application. We have to use the standalone configuration as well as inbuilt servers, so that two types of configurations are available by using this server, so that you can understand the default servers which are available and the standalone configuration, or inbuilt, like along with application servers. So that what is the advantages of disadvantages, but the integration point of view, we can use synchronous and asynchronous, and the connectors. When you are talking about the data hub, by default either from convergent charging or from e-commerce, data hub is intermediary junction between two different systems, where the connectors between hybrid system to data hub, we are going to use Impex import and Impex export, the connector tools, by using scripting in terms of the scripting language. So the from data hub to any system, it may be CRM system or ERP system, we are going to use intermediary documents and BDoc and IDocs. Those things are the connectors. So that is what, just you try to understand the overall architecture of the system. Now even if you want to do any work on like if you want to go a little bit more in the technical to understand about cockpits or back office or Hybris administration console or data modeling in your items.xml file or local extensions, wherever you want to do something your own, if you are interested any point of time down the line of 2 months or 3 months, always I will help you guys to you know to go into understand any kind of stuff. Even if you joined any project where which is the part of both Hybris e-commerce and the billing project, I will support you for resolving your queries. So now you can ask me any overall questions that you have, or I need to provide some inputs from my side.
Okay. So, some basic questions.
Yeah.
SAP Hybris e-commerce, we can buy Hybris and the backend, like instead of SAP ERP, we can have some other module also.
Yeah, non-SAP. Yes, sometimes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. And regarding the configuration or customization in Hybris e-commerce, so you shown like console, cockpit, those configuration, any default configuration will come, or we need to configure according to the customer
When you
requirement.
are going to configure during the analysis and design of the any project by using any specified default methodology, you can understand whether you want to install B2B or B2C or combination of B2B or B2C or combination of B2B, B2C with order management, CPQ, like lot of combinations are there, so that you can understand and configure that deployment is will happen through that. And like suppose if you want to implement your business in China telco is there, so that yeah, all the tax rules and local plans and local system will get validated over there, so that you can add those extensions into your local extensions file and make sure that your development environment is working fine. Then you move into production, so that is what the deployment will happen. But if you can see the deployment and the data migration, that I will explain you in the first 2 3 classes in the convergent charging, how we are going to do the various deployment methodologies and rapid data migration and rapid deployment systems. Those things we will discuss in the convergent charging. Here, yes, that is possible. Rapid deployment is possible, but here you consider either it may be billing or commerce or marketing. You have the two versions. One is cloud implementation and second one on-premise implementation, where in the cloud deployment like networking, operating systems, licenses, and whatever the software tools that you are using, everything is provided by SAP Hybris company, so that you can purchase and subscribe from them. If you go for on-premise implementation, that is your risk, that owner risk or customer risk, to make sure all the operating system licenses, hardware, software, servers, everything is its own risk, and you will deploy its own center wherever you want. You will execute it. That is what two deployments. Okay, on-premise and this one. But application point of view, you can do it any whatever the applications as per your project requirement.
Okay. So, and do you have any real-time e-commerce implemented clients like?
Yes, that I will provide
You
you.
said.
That I will provide you from the starting of convergent charging. That is what
Okay.
what I
I
explained in
mean,
you. That is the
it,
combination of SAP Hybris commerce and billing together project, where we have to start to developing the use cases and how those use cases are get reflected in the BPML document. BPML is nothing but the business process master list document. So that how you are going to start a real time project. That I will explain you since from the beginning of the convergent charting.
okay. So one more question. In real time, so here we all the configuration and everything is in local, right? So
Yes.
in real time, like we discussed, still I'm not clear, like how it will happen. Like for
Yeah.
example, we did
Yeah,
configuration.
yeah, I got your doubt. So you suppose you are start developing your development environment. So you can start working about your XML files, your local files, and extensions, everything. You go and work it out. If everything is fine and like all testing procedures are completed as expected, so that your development system is quite good and ready to move, then it is, like if it will take 6 months to 7 months time. Just imagine you spend the 7 months of time to develop entire your development environment. Just hardly it will take 2 to 3 hours to migrate entire stuff from development to the production environment. That is, we have the tools where inbuilt tools are available. So it's depend upon Maven or different tools are available. So based on, customer is going to prepare any third party tools. By using those tools, just it's a matter of couple of hours to migrate entire development environment into the production environment. Sometimes very big projects and complex projects, you have the three environments. One is development, second one quality, and third one production environment. In the development environment, you can do your own data and your own stuff. Where move into a quality environment, that means you can do your work against the production data. That means you replicate or you copy entire production data into your quality environment. You can work with your new system. In that case, it will, work it fine. Then you can migrate entire stuff to a production environment.
Madhu, Madhu Pradeep.
Yeah, please. Yeah, Pradeep, ask me. Your voice is breaking.
Other to the transport.
Pradeep, I am not hearing you. Your voice is breaking.
Just here I have a network issue and there is no power for.
Yeah, you told
4-5 hours.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, suppose in development quality and production 3 servers, how you transport that
No,
one
no
from one
transport
server
here.
to other server?
No transport. Transport is happened only in ERP system. Here, just a simple migration.
Yeah, here.
Migration by using third-party tools like Maven, GitHub, like that.
Okay. And one more question. That's synchronous. You taught us
Pradeep, actually,
how exactly it works?
No. Could you repeat? Everything is breaking. Voice, please. No, voice is breaking. Now you can tell me.
Maybe you can type, Pradeep.
Yeah, voice is breaking. You can type there in GoToMeeting link.
Okay, I think he's rejoining.
Yeah.
So one question, like in development, means more than one developer will do the development, right?
Yes.
So if
so
while migrating,
yes,
will it not over?
It is continuous integration testing. We have to do the continuous integration testing, like multiple developers are doing small works, so that those changes are get impacted, and every day 10 to 12 times we will get implement those changes. That is nothing but the continuous integration testing, which is the part of an Eclipse tool. We have to integrate, like Maven tool, GitHub, and lot of tools are available. Test source, those tools are help us to execute the multiple developers, functional and technical developers, whatever the stuff they are going to do it from their end, maybe one line changes or two line changes. Those things are continuously get affected into the global system through continuous integration testing.
Okay. So
yeah.
Yes, Sridhar, go ahead.
Okay. Now, so is there any version management kind of thing?
Yes.
Like,
GitHub is the version controller.
Sorry, which?
GitHub, GitHub. GitHub is the version controller. Right now we are using my real-time project.
Okay, so those are third-party tool, or
Yeah,
it
all are
comes
third
with
party.
the?
Yeah, third party tools. Third party tools.
Okay.
Those are third party tools.
Okay.
Those are the third party tools, but it's depend upon the client what methodology they are going to implement. Either it may be a SAP methodology or Scrum Hazel or Activate, whatever the different latest methodologies are available. That is the client specific, and the tools, third party tools they are using about version controlling or the migration tools, are to move from production to quality, or vice versa. Those things are third party tools. Most of the third party tools we are using, those things are specific to the particular client.
Okay. Okay. So, Sunam, is it possible to explain that e-commerce architecture once, like in layman terms?
uh, uh, how, e-commerce architecture,
Yeah.
e-commerce architecture, two ways. One, we have to understand about the technical architecture. Second one is about the business architecture. If you are talking about the technical architecture, it will work on based on the 5 layers: about the client layer, presentation layer, business layer, persistence layer, and data layer. Those are the 5 layers we are going to work it out the technical architecture. And in terms of business architecture, we have to see about B2B, B2C, PCM, WCMS, order management, merchandising. Those things. Functional architecture always depend upon your installer folder of the recipes. So which recipe you are going to choose it. If you are going to install in B2C accelerator, we know the features of B2C application, how they are going to internally get communicated, all those things. That is the way you have to understand about the business architecture. But even per commerce or billing, the technical architecture is same, because both are using Apache Tomcat server, and both applications are built based on the Java based technologies. So that the layers, how it will going to work it out on the 5 layered architecture. Those 5 layered architecture about the client layer, presentation layer, business layer, persistence layer, and data layer. Where in the in client layer, we have to see whether you are going to use a mobile device or browser or any B2B or store integration, those things. And if you can see the persistence layer, that is the layer in between business logic and databases, where because like we are using the HSQL database, because which is independent of the data, independent of data accessing language. So if you want to change one database to other database, not much changes are required. By using the simple APIs, you can integrate with any Oracle database or DB2 or MS SQL server, where whatever the server you are, database you are using, simply switch on one database to other database. That is what the fifth layer is. The persistence layer is get involved into entire technical architecture. That is nothing but to implement loosely coupled environment within the technology. That first, like the first courses, now you the entire the solution for that, I will explain you first two classes. Here you go there, and in the demo folder, you come to commerce, where in the daily PPTs are available. Here you can see the commerce. This is here you can see the technical architecture. This is how you are going to understand, and how the layered architecture is going to work it out. This is the technical architecture of the system. You can see it is five-layered architecture: client, presentation, logic, persistence, and repository layer. This is the data layer where all the databases are there. We explained about the business services and system services. Business services is taken care by core platform, where the system services is taken care by the core plus platform. SAP Hybris is built based on the core and core plus platforms. So that is what, when we are talking about the business services. Business services means all B2B, B2C, and other business applications that we are to integrate with the data hub. We are going to use the Impex tool from business services to a data hub. That is nothing but the core platform. So that we have to understand about the core and core platform and core plus platform. Core platform is going to do the business services and core plus for system services. This is the technical architecture. Similarly, we discussed about the business architecture. See here about what is the B2B. If you are going to like install only B2C application, see how that architecture looks like: omni-channel capabilities, merchandising, payment, checkout, personalization. So that how these things are going to work it out by using the various cockpits. For example, customer service, we have the customer service cockpit. Order management, we have the OMS cockpit. Similarly, search and navigation, we have the solar cockpit, solar, the tool. So that we have to see about all web content management. We have the web content WCMS cockpit. So that we have to, understand about the business architecture of the system.
Okay.
So, Madhu, you told like for this front end, we are not moving through the transport. So, how that codes will be moving to
By using the Maven and other, like any lot of third party tools are there. So we can use them, but we cannot use any such kind of mechanism, transport mechanism, which is there in ERP system. But this is completely whatever the Java tools that you are going to use in the real-time Java project, and same thing you can use it, because data source, some lot of tools, 6-7 tools are there, so that you can use one of the tool to version controlling, and to migrate from one production to quality, or quality to production, or development to quality, anywhere, anyone, by back and front.
And the backup also we can do now. So this time I migrated. So
Yes.
this changes I don't want. So I want only the old one.
Yes, always, each and every, that is what we are going to use, the continuous integration testing and version controlling. What if you 10 developers are working on the system, and there are 10 times you are moved into your replicated your changes through the continuous integration testing, all 10 versions are available. If you face any difficulty in your system, or if you encounter any unforeseen issue in the system, you can restore back to any point of time, because all the versions are get controlled through GitHub or Maven or whatever the third party tools that we are using. At any point of time, you can restore based on the timestamp. You can each and every time it will create a one version.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Okay. So there are 5 layers you shown, right? So each layer, what software or module?
You are talking about this one.
Yes.
Yeah, here see the browser. We are going to use Spring MVC technology, where in the mobile store and B2B we are going to use RESTful web services, and call center and store we can use the cockpits. System and developers, we are going to use the Hybris administration cockpit to interact with the system. So that is what you can see here. The browser, we are going to use the Spring MVC at the presentation layer, and mobile store and B2B scenarios, we have the RESTful handler. RESTful handlers we can use put method, get, post, delete. Those are the methods we have to implement the framework. These are the two different frameworks recommended by Java technology. Spring MVC is one framework, where the RESTful handler is the other framework. Both are part of the Java technologies. That is what we have to control the system. And similarly, if you come down the the rest resources, you have to divide into in the logic layer. You have the two major components. That means two folders. One is to maintain about your business services, and second one is about the system services, where in the system services you come to know about the logging information, LDAP, single sign-on, and security concept, patch upgrades, about those things, about operating system control, and your Java files control. That means everything related to the system. Where you come back to the business services, where you purely handle about the business activities, how the business B2B is going to work it out, and what are the B2C is going to work it out, what are the data attributes. Data attributes we discussed on back office, like we can see, for example, if you can see the B2B admin or any order settings, you can identify the data items or attributes. Those values are going to validate through the business services, so that you try to understand. Where in the core and core plus, you can see in the persistence layer level, that is the fourth layer, where core is nothing but business services, core plus is system services. Why we are going to use the persistence layer, which is to reduce lot of inter dependency between logic layer and repository layer, so that if you can change from one database to other database, you no need to put lot of efforts, because it is very loosely integrated and everything is taken care by persistence layer. So here about the cache, about clusters, about tenants, those key system activities handled by at persistence layer level, so that simply we can use the single interface system at the logic level. You can see the communication between presentation or access type to logic type, or logic type to persistence to repository type. Only the single interface is going to validate, only the single interface. Where you can see about client and the presentation type. If you are going to use the browser, you want to implement Spring MVC framework, where mobile device and store integration or B2B integration, you can see the RESTful web services, REST handler. Similarly, call center and store, that directly we have all the related cockpits. You will give the access. For example, there is a production team is working somewhere, so that system administrator will give the access to the production cockpit. All production team will work it out the products, only the cockpit, so that we have to integrate the entire system. Data management, so that that system admin people, who are like 5 people or 6 people are working with the system, so that we will give them to access that Hybris administration console, so that you have to control entire SAP Hybris commerce implementation.
Oh, got it.
So even if you go through something, if you get any doubt, in the down the line next, we are going to discuss about Hybris billing area. Whenever you will get, always we are talking something about the commerce, because it is, the course is like that. Then if you get any doubts or anything, you can list it down. But sincerely, I am requesting you guys, but don't take how you are going to take very easy per commerce, but don't take that much easy per billing. I request you to put some of your extra time to learn that billing, Hybris billing. Otherwise, even I am also not satisfied to collect the fee from you.
Sure, sir.
I am expecting a lot of queries from you, lot of questions and lot of doubts from you guys, so that I understand that you are digging something.
Okay. So, How will be our course structure for building,
Yeah, I will.
Madhu?
That is what tomorrow we will discuss about the roadmap for entire billing. That is what I told you. Today is the conclusion session for e-commerce, and we are going to start from tomorrow. That means after 2 days, you guys are going somewhere today and tomorrow and after tomorrow. So that the first class itself, I will show you that complete SAP Hybris billing course content, and accordingly we will go one by one.
Okay. So you have the convergent invoicing configuration document,
Yes,
Madhu, like all.
yes. I have the complete conversion.
Oh,
I will provide you, no problem.
okay.
Detailed convergent invoicing configuration will provide you.
Okay.
This complete
I
convergent.
think it's there, yeah. Conversion invoice.
Yeah. See here about this is the convergent charging. This is the
Yeah, I
convergent
saw
invoice.
that, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
convergent.
it's there.
Yeah, this is the complete configuration document about convergent invoicing about the step by step, even including the whatever the transaction codes that you are using and how you are see the billable class items like the SREIT is the one transaction code that you are going to use after you are logging into your SAP GUI, and how we are going to take about the SSB rates and each and every item that we have it. See here, financial account, contract account, receivables and payables, convergent invoicing, basic functions, billable items. Like that, we have to try to map between convergent charging and invoicing.
Okay. Yeah, this item class details will come from convergent charging, right?
Yes. Table items
So that
table
integration
is
also
available.
will be.
Yeah, you don't worry about convergent charging and invoicing. I will explain you
Okay.
very detailed way so that you will get the fair idea.
And and Madhusudhan, and
Yeah.
one more request, like
Yeah.
if you are going bit slow, it will be better as to
Yeah,
understand. Uh,
sure. Billing will be
Sometimes,
no.
yeah.
Billing we will go very slowly. I assure you.
Yeah,
And
okay.
here,
So this is okay, fine.
yeah, sure. And one more thing here, you can see Hybris billing, offer to cash, Hybris billing, convergent charging. You have the complete documentation, end-to-end documentation is available over here. So about
Yeah,
the content packages, prerequisite, release notes, requirements, scope documents, and other API documents about the way how if you want to go and get a certification, it is all the stuff is available.
yeah, okay.
So that overview, packing, prerequisites, requirements, scope document, workbench, estimation methods, those things are available, and the complete PDF guides are available for your reference.
So, okay. So if you want to go for certification, so how much money we need to spend for that?
You
Have any
23,000 fees is need to pay from your side.
okay. So how many tries? Only one try or
No, you can try any
clear the
number of
exam?
any. You can. I think that is valid for three tries. Then again, you have to
Okay.
pay fourth one.
Okay. So you will be supporting, right?
Yeah.
If we want to do the certification.
Definitely, I will support you. Even I am very happy.
Yeah.
In the future training, I will refer you guys to somebody else. Na that my people are got the certification. I am very happy. I will support you at any extent you want.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So once we are good with that, then we can.
Yeah. You come across the course, but the only thing is, you need to put some efforts from your side. Otherwise, you can forget about the things.
Yeah. Sure. Definitely, we'll be putting that effort.
If
And
we will go for master data, three types of master data, four types of servers, and again you go back to ERP server where invoicing and FICA concepts. Then you forget something about the 5-10 classes before what happens. You easily forget. That is what you continuously keep in touch with the subject.
Yeah, okay. So when you'll be giving that SAP front backend details, GA
Yeah.
and
Backend details we can start from next class. That means from whenever we are going to start, we will start with everything about the software, about
so
the
normal GA installation is enough, right? 7.2.
yes. I will provide you even
Will you be giving?
remote desktop access to. No problem.
No. You'll be giving that GA software also that we need to.
SAP ERP server, na?
And yeah, that GA, SAP GA.
Yeah. I will give.
Okay. Okay. That is why I'm not installed actually. I have the
That is
account,
what.
but we are
Just
getting
you. I will
connections.
provide you the access. That first day itself, I told you. I will provide you
Yeah.
three servers access. One is commerce server, second one is charging server, third one is ERP server.
Okay. So we'll be starting with convergent charging, right?
Yes. Just first
Okay.
one or two classes about the what exactly the Hybris billing, about the
Okay.
deployment methods. Even that is the convergent charging. Uh, the deployment will depend upon convergent charging and convergent invoicing and FICA modules at what level,
Okay.
so that we can start from
And
the
you told like one thing called BRIM,
Brim.
some
Yes.
concept.
Yeah. We have the Brim. No problem. Brim versus billing. Yes.
Okay.
See, I will show you. Those things are here. You can see the document.
Yeah.
Fourth one, Hybris Brim
So
versus
BRIM
billing.
here, no. Yeah. What is the purpose here? The BRIM we are
Brim
using here.
into
I don't have the
before
background.
2015, there is no Hybris billing.
Okay.
At that time, Brim is the only the like option the people. But from 2015 onwards, the Hybris billing come into the picture. So that Brim is expired. No more Brim now. Everything is Hybris billing, and there is no support for
Okay.
the Brim application right now.
So any advantages than BRIM in Hybris?
Yeah, actually, Brim is the traditional one where the Hybris billing is digital transformation. That is what the convergent invoicing and convergent charging are possible only the Hybris billing part, where in the Brim there is no convergent invoicing and convergent charging. I will tell you what is the difference between charging and convergent charging, and invoicing and convergent invoicing, and what are the deployment methods, and when no convergency takes place, when the convergency takes place. That I will explain. That is what we have the course now, complete course of convergent invoicing and billing. Next, all the feature is we are going to discuss that one.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. See, like billing commerce, billing overview in the utility industry, real-time billing websites, Hybris billing, and Brim change, differences. Then we will come back to about billing solution overview, deployment options, ISU, utilities billing overview, Hybris billing, Citrix and BML billing. Like all the things are coming to the picture. Don't worry. And then we will discuss about convergent charging, releasing information, overview, master data, business features, configuration, operations, installation, security, development. These are the complete course per convergent charging. And similarly, we have the complete material is available. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you are okay, I will take off, guys, and we'll start with Saturday. Saturday at 9 a.m. We'll start the Hybris billing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, guys.
Sridhar, are you okay now? Sridhar and Anup,
Sridhar,
Pradeep.
Pradeep.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and one more thing.
Okay.
If suppose tomorrow 1 or 2 guys are going off now, if you have any queries in the commerce, even I am ready to take 10-15 minutes of time tomorrow day after tomorrow for commerce overview or something. If you have any queries, you call me back. I will get a session. Not
Okay,
Hybris
sure.
billing, not Hybris billing. I am talking about e-commerce
Yeah,
only.
yeah, got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sudhan, can you please share the rest of the videos with us?
Yes, sure.
You
We'll,
already
we'll,
shared
we'll,
some
we'll do
videos
after
on.
the class. Within a couple of hours, I will provide you access.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry. I will take care of it.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll start on Saturday at 9 p.m.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.